Now John Henry was a mighty man, with legs like oak tree trunks, and the back so broad he had to turn to get through any door frame. Some people say that he was a free man, came from New Jersey. Others say that he was born a slave and freed after the war. We'll never know for sure. In any case, he ended up in West Virginia working for the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad. John Henry was a mighty, powerful man, strongest that worked on the rails. Every day he made his living driving holes in the rock with iron spikes, and his faithful shaker would crouch just beside him and turn the drill each time he struck the rock. He was the fastest man working on the railroad, though many people tried to beat him. Now, the new railroad was going along pretty well, thanks in no small part to John Henry. But looming in the path of the new railroad was the great enemy, the Big Bend Mountain. And the bosses at C&O Railroad decided that they couldn't go around that mountain a mile and a quarter through. They were going to go straight through. And the men of the C&O Railroad had to dig right through the heart of that mountain. 3 years it took before they conquered that enemy, and 1,000 men were dead before they were done. Beside that mountain, in sandy graves, they were buried. Now John Henry, he worked in those tunnels as they go through the mountains. And it was dark, and it was full of dust. You couldn't see, you could barely breathe. But John Henry worked every day. There was no man stronger and no man faster drilling holes in that rock. At the end of every shift, he'd clear 10, 14 feet through the mountain. Now one day, a salesman came and said that he had a steam-powered drill that could beat any man. There was automatically a decision by the bosses that there would be a challenge, contest. John Henry took up that challenge. Now the foreman, he was picked to drive the drill, and John Henry, he just took up two 20-pound hammers, one in each hand. They set to work. There was so much dust, you could barely see what was going on. But the men and the crew, they kept cheering. They knew that John Henry was going to save their jobs if he beat the machine. At the end of an hour, John Henry had dug two 7-foot holes through the mountain. And the drill had only gone 9 feet. So, John Henry, beating the machine, raised up his hammers and tramped, he crowed with pride. And the crowd went wild. But with all the noise and excitement, people didn't notice that John Henry had started to teeter over. And that mighty man fell to the ground. The hammers fell out of his loose hands. The foreman ran to his side, but it was too late. The vessel had burst. John Henry was gone. C&O Railroad had lost its best worker. Now sometimes they say if you stand at the edge of that tunnel staring into the blackness, you can hear the sound of two 20-pound hammers still drilling through the rock.